What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Brandon House, aka City Boy Ralph, aka your girlfriend's favorite city boy.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy MAB. We back here with another day to pod, man.
Special day though. Special day. We
It's
got
a
some
special
guests in the
day.
house.
We got some guests in the house today, man. Please introduce yourselves.
What's up? I'm Shava, you feel me? Back again. I was on the first Brown House.
Yes, sir.
Nice to be back.
Respect the loyalty, my guy.
I already know, King.
Hi, I'm Sunny.
Ooh, lady in the building. Okay. Hey, Sunny.
I don't know. I
What's
just thought I
poppin'?
should
What it
step
do?
in,
What it
like
do?
get a female's perspective on some stuff. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie,
Okay.
it's gonna be kind of like controversial, but
Hey, ain't no problem. It's all
I just
love.
thought I should come from a different angle. Bring
As you
something
should.
different
As you
today.
should.
Maybe fuck some head ups.
Oh, you trying to be toxic? You's a toxicologist?
Stop.
Stop it.
I'm a public health major,
Heard
so
that.
I'm really into health, talking about physical, mental, spiritual, like emotional health. All those things matter to me.
Okay.
I'm
Down
from
to
Philly,
earth.
Alright.
so yeah, I eat with ice.
You say
Okay, well, my Philly
You say that.
pretzels.
You say that one
I love
word.
my tasty cakes, home of the tasty
So-
cake. No, fuck that, home of the cheesesteaks.
Oh.
Fuck out of here, ain't nobody got cheesesteaks like
Yo, yeah.
Philly.
I'm
So
crazy.
do you use that word? This is like Mike's top used word. It's gonna be on one of our
What?
outtakes. Can you say it for me, Mike?
What is it, John?
Oh my God!
John's gonna use it. The favorite.
Oh my
Philly-
God.
The favorite
John,
Philly
bro.
John,
Damn.
Sunny.
Oh, okay, okay.
John is a John.
Your favorite Philly John, Sonny.
Oh my
A
God.
John is a John is a John is a John. You
Oh
feel
my
me?
God.
That's a
Let's
bad
get into
hoe.
it.
That's
Come
a good
on,
one.
y'all.
Yeah.
What are you
No.
Okay.
We getting away from it. Look, today we talk about mental health in the black community, man, and this is a very serious topic that we really gotta attack us as young, because we're all in our 20s right now talking about this, and
Yeah.
at this point in our lives, everybody's dealing with mental health issues,
Yes,
whether
sir.
it's you
Yes,
trying
sir.
to get started on whatever you're doing in life or whatever. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna touch a little bit on emotional
Exactly.
stability as well. 'Cause
Exactly.
I feel like that's an important piece in there too.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is, it says it's like more than 20% of African Americans, or African Americans are 20% more likely to suffer from mental health issues
Crazy.
than non-Hispanic white people. You know what I'm saying? So
We gotta take care of our own, man. It takes a village.
So and I feel like, me personally, starting off with it, the fact that we are able to deal with so much as a people
Yes,
is
It's a
amazing.
lot.
You know what I mean?
it's a lot.
And being in the country that we are in, you know, everything's changed, but it's still a struggle on a day-to-day for your
Yes,
average
sir.
black person. You know what I'm saying? And not only black, but your average minority as well. So we just gonna get into it, man, and we just gonna start off we can start off with mental stability, or what does it take for you to be mentally stable? So
For me, I feel as if the first thing you got to do is love yourself. You feel me? The principles that I try to instill in my younger siblings is love God, love yourself, and know yourself. You feel me?
Respect.
Don't get it twisted though. Knowing yourself is a lifelong journey.
Of course.
Yes.
No one ever fully fucking knows themselves.
The
You feel me?
marathon continues.
You feel me? So for me, I'm trying to be on another level with it. I'm trying to have it to where I'm sick. I can be okay. Cell, white blood cell, do that with that red blood cell and fix that bone. This, that, and the third. That's truly knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as black people, you feel me? It's okay for you to hop over the fence of, you know how people be talking about how we're gods, or we were made in the image of God. This, that, and the third. I feel as if to solve the mental health issue, part of it is just simply, you feel me, like just loving ourselves and just thinking the most of ourselves.
Yes, sir. Empower yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta know your worth and add text to it, man. Well,
And honestly, as a people, man, we just
That's easier
beat
said than
up,
done.
man.
I would like to add
Of
that.
course.
That is easier
Yeah,
said than done.
and loving
Yeah.
ourselves, it's taken us a long time to get to the point where we're comfortable with saying that we're black, we're fine with being black, and we're proud of being black. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because we struggled for that for a long time, but we struggled for it because
It's beautiful.
it was taken from us. You know what I mean? Our
It
pride
was.
was taken from us. It was stripped from us. So the fact that we're able now to have pride in the fact that we're black and do things, run businesses, be celebrities, all of that stuff, the fact that we're able to say that we can do that is lit.
Yeah, I would just like to point out, you feel me, how Sonny has said, you feel me, she here to be controversial. I got a controversial point to make. You feel me? What were we called before we were being called black?
I don't know what it was because honestly, and I ain't even trying to be funny. Like one time, I just got a little curious one day. Went on the internet, you know, and I was like, where does my last name come from? And that's what really like I guess kind of like part of why I started the podcast, you know what I'm saying, and used our last names because I was like, dang, I looked it up. It said house was like came from somebody who worked in the house, and I'm like, all right, so I gotta make the most of it because this is what they're saying it come from, and I don't know what my name could have been before that. You feel me? So if they're gonna try to put a label on me, I'm gonna just make it be the biggest one. And I feel like that comes from like a part of like loving yourself, like you said, like you ever like I used to be. I'll say I went like through like, you know, everybody goes through their own trials and tribulations, but I feel like I got to a point like where it was so easy to like know my name or like know who I was that I just wanted to be like away from everything. I wanted people to view me as like me because that's who I love, that's who I want to be, but it felt like I had to be so many different images, wear so many different hats and so many versions. Like I felt like it was a power struggle. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that messes up your mental too because now I'm not loving myself. Yeah. You feel me? So now I'm not mentally stable.
Would you say you're not loving yourself because you feel as if you haven't like outside society, like, you feel me, like impressions on you or something?
Yeah, I say that played a role in it.
Because in that time of your life.
Yeah, because I say that played a role in it because it's like what we always say, like you gotta be twice as good.
Yeah,
just cause so I felt like
you do.
I felt like, you know, just like working hard. I was like trying to be prideful, like not show that, but at the same time not be a stereotype. So I'm trying to break generational curses and like in social norms without you know being a stereotype or like falling fate to like or doing things that they say we're gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
Because then if, you know, we fall fade and then it just creates a lot of pressure, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt at times like, dang, I'm not allowed to be myself, you know, or express myself. So it kind of put like the whole mental stability thing to me like in a different aspect after experiencing all of that.
Yeah.
And learning how to like love yourself.
And me, honestly, to chime in with what you were saying about having to like really have to walk a straight line.
Yeah.
I feel like me as a black man, like,
yes sir.
I feel like sometimes I feel like the world is just set up for you to fail. You know what I'm saying?
I'll put this in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up and you leave the house, you got 2 strikes against you. Why? Because you black. Because you a man. And all they gotta do is catch you doing something, bro. That's it right there.
And honestly, yeah, man, it feels like you gotta walk on eggshells sometimes.
Because you can get caught doing anything.
For real, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could just, like, you really have to, like, not mess up in order for you to kind of, like, survive for real. And it's crazy because, like, me personally, I try not to, like, live in fear, like, oh, man, am I doing something that's going to get me, like, you know what I'm saying, arrested or whatever like that. And then some people just walk around with that, who don't have to live with that fear. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you living, like what you said, like surviving.
Yeah, like it's
instead
like
of living, instead of living, you're surviving, and that's like a toll on your mental also.
Yeah, and I feel like once you start living, man, and stop surviving, you know what I mean, your mental will get better. You know what I mean? Because you'll be able to feel a little bit more. So,
I was watching the TV show on Netflix, and long story short, it's like a doctor show and whatnot. Morris Chestnut is on there. It's a whole lot of people on there. But long story short, one of the doctors diagnosed this like 14-year-old kid with like extreme stress due to racism. And it was crazy because it was a whole little expert in the show into where like the insurance lady, she don't care about nothing. If you ain't got the code so I can give the insurance company so we can get paid for this, then like what are you doing? And that she had confronted him about that, and he was like, yo, there's no code for racism. He was like, I can prove it, you feel me, that he's literally stressed due to racism, but at the same time, you feel me, like insurance ain't got code for it and stuff like that. But it's just crazy that like it's like proving, you feel me, that racism.
It affects your, it definitely affects your mental health, man. And honestly, it makes you feel like like it's hopeless. You know what I'm saying? Because
'cause-
sometimes you might just see the system, you just like, yo, that's crazy, man. Like it's really set up against me for me to fail, especially when you born into a really bad situation that you literally gotta claw and scratch your way out of. You know what I'm saying? Just for you to just be on the same level as just your average person. You know what I mean?
I think a part of it comes from like, you know, cultural. Like, you know, and that like cultural health like ties into it, because it's like it's what you said about society. So it's like whatever you exposed to on the everyday social norm, and now you in a different environment, you trying to cope, adjust, and survive. You're not really living, just to like, you know, try to not be a stereotype, but fit a certain criteria. You know, just to try to make it, just to try to get by the skin of your teeth, bro.
Definitely.
And that's a lot of pressure in itself. Like that does a lot for your mental. And I feel like back to like the cultural aspect, it's like not being in your own environment and habitat. So now you're not even really taking care of yourself.
Exactly. And my next question for everybody would be like, what has caused like mental health issues, whether it's personal for you or just overall for people who you know that deal with like certain issues? So maybe like PTSD, depression, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So like, what are more so like the main causes that personally affect, like, you know what I mean? You have causes that affect everybody, but like the main ones that personally affected you too. So
for me, I just know like something I was just talking with someone about the other day is the effects of social media. So like for me personally, like I don't really care about social media too much. I never really did, but when I stop and think, it's like, yo, like we were really like the last of the outside kids, you know what I mean? Like and all that nature. But like for kids that's younger than me, you feel me? Like I have younger siblings and whatnot. Like I don't know, man. We gotta realize that social media is still like a new thing. Like, we still don't know the effects of social media 10 years after you've been doing it for 10 years. You know what I mean? Different things of that nature. So like, I think social media like causes like just not even social media. It's just like the use of social media. You feel me? It's just like some people just like really care too much about what other people think of them. You feel me? They create a whole lot of unnecessary pressure.
You think that
can
kind
cause
of
depression and like anxiety just to keep up with everyone else, just that and the third. You feel me? But I think that's something minor though. That's just what came to my head off really.
Okay. And so, Sonny, do you have anything?
I'm gonna really say like poverty, like financial woes. Like I just feel like it's hard because it's like your parents be extra hard on you to be like better than them and stuff like that. So it's that extra fucking pressure. Like you gotta get us out of the hood. You are like ticket out, and it's just like all that fucking pressure. Like when you fail, you just feel like it's over. Like that's the end game, because it's just like I'm the first in my family to like graduate high school and go to college. And it's just like that. I was so proud of that, and it's just like, but I had to like, I lost my financial aid. Like, I'm just trying to figure out another way so I can earn like at least an associate's degree, so my credits don't go to waste. And it's just like all that fucking pressure has taken a toll on me, and it's a big setback coming from parents who weren't brought up with a lot of money. Like, all that pressure and everything's about money. Every argument is about money. Like, you can't afford to fail. Rich kids can afford to fail.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Can't go back to where you started from.
Right. My parents, I think about how hard they struggled to put me through school, and I feel like I fucking let them down.
The sacrifices.
And it's the sacrifices, and I think about it all the time. I think
think we all do. Like, it's funny that you said that. I literally just texted my mom today. I was like, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie to you, Mom. Just I love you, this, that, and the third, and just like thank you for everything that you done for me. You feel me? Like, I appreciate you feel me, just being able to watch you struggle and see you overcome all those struggles. You feel me? And watch you like build your own empire from nothing. Like, you feel me? My mom had me at 15. You feel me? So, you feel me? You know how that story goes. You feel me? So I definitely feel you. I feel you. You feel me? Like,
single mother for some time.
a lot of people that look like us gotta get it out the mud. So of course we got some mental issues.
Man.
Like, of course we got some mental issues.
I'll say for me, it was a personal experience, and it kind of like played into what I was saying earlier about like not being a stereotype, but not, you know,
Mm-hmm.
falling fate to like, you know, things that they expect you to do. So you just trying to walk this thin line. I was actually on my way to school to go to practice. And I'm just riding in my car. My first car. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to school. I'm doing the speed limit though, cause I ain't got time to get pulled over all the way in Pennsylvania. I'm from Texas, so I pull into the school parking lot. You know, I'm minding my business, do the usual. I park my car. I look up in my rear view. I see police lights. I'm like, oh, that can't be for me. I'm parked. I ain't did nothing wrong. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I know protocol. And so I put my car in park, roll the windows down, driver's license, registration, all that. I put it outside the window. I'm like, officer, come to the car. What seems to be the problem? He's like, he gets on the speaker. He goes, sit tight. More officers will arrive soon. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I started shitting.
Yeah,
I got so scared at that moment. I just started calling people, like, and just put the phone on speaker because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. He's not saying nothing. And he's so then after he does that, he gets like he pulls his gun out. So then I'm like, oh shit. I start praying, bro, because I'm like, I'm black in a car in Pennsylvania. Where all these like white people, and I go to a HBCU, so we're under more scrutiny. They're watching us. They're waiting for us, bro. I'm a black young man in America. You feel me? I'm basically every ideal of like a bad aspect of like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm in my car. I'm nervous, bro. So I just close my eyes. I start praying. I open my eyes. It's at least six cops.
Bro, that's crazy.
They putting their vest on, everything. They walking to the car slow, and they just like
you a threat. You know
get
what
out
I'm
the
saying?
car.
And you not even doing nothing.
Get out the car.
Driving.
And I'm like, bro, I'm not getting out the car. Like, I'm not getting out the car. My teammates, they can see me, but they can't help me. Nobody can help me.
Exactly.
And I don't know what's going on. They're now telling me. So they're like, get out the car. I'm like, man, I'm not moving. Y'all can open the door, but I'm not moving. I don't feel safe till y'all put y'all guns away. And so then they did that. You know, they still not telling me what's going on. They asked me why I'm here. I told them I go to school here. You know what I'm saying? Everything checks out. Boom, boom. 30 minutes go by. The athletic director then came out. Compliance officer then came out, talked to them. They like, yo, you go here, all this.
But why?
Like, so I'm getting to that. So then they give me my stuff back. He's like, sorry, misunderstanding. They leave. So
that's wrong.
They didn't read me my rights, none of that. They checked my car, all that. So I'm like, what? So I get back in my car because my phone's still going. You feel me? So I get back in the car, let them know I'm safe, I'm alive, and I roll the windows up. And the athletic director gets in the car, black guy. He's like, he said, I'm gonna let you know something. The reason they pulled you over is because they said they was following a lead on an armed robbery suspect that did a robbery, but this is like an hour away, and they was chasing him down the highway. And they said I fit the description of a black man driving a gray car, no year, make, model, between 5, 6, and 6 foot with a mustache, bro. Yeah. And that shook me, cause I'm like, here I am trying to be twice as good, trying to not fit like a stereotype, trying to be all I can, and I was, bro. I literally, I could have been a hashtag, bro. I could have been a t-shirt, bro. Like real shit, bro, and it just made me view society differently. Yeah. Like it made me like, I'll say for a while, it made me like weary of like going outside. I felt uncomfortable. I felt unsafe.
It made you had to put a guard up, and I can say the same.
And I feel like, with everything, like before, I feel like, you know, it's all these profiles hat I got to wear because I'm tied to so many things. But then after that, I said I got to double up now. Like now I have to. Now I'm not even myself. I don't know who I am. Like, do I be this person? Do I be this person? Do I be the bad guy? Be the good guy? Do I keep being myself? Like, and it made me not like, I won't say not love myself, but it made me probably like be like, damn, I'm a threat. Am I bad? Like I had to. It made me step back from it. Exactly. And that's what I was saying. I felt like at a point I was like, damn, I'm a threat to other people, and not realizing
other people.
and I didn't like. I felt like anybody could be other people at that point. You feel me?
I feel like it's very specific, bro. It's fucking Europeans. It's fucking colonizers. It's the motherfuckers who, you feel me, run and who got the power stronghold and
The
all.
white people.
You know what I'm saying? WYPIPO. WYPIPO.
And you couldn't even. And I feel like who could I go to? Because if I go to the police station, try to file a report, they just
like, you know what I'm saying?
Get me out of there,
and
bro.
That's the thing, bro. For us, sometimes there is no law. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like me personally, my running with that, man.
And
especially
it
with the police,
your mental, because it's like, how do you handle this now? Because the law, it don't protect me, it don't help me. So you like, damn.
Yes, it do.
I'm thinking like everything I do, I'm one decision away from a different lifestyle.
The law does protect you. It depends on what type of law.
And it depends on, but you know what I mean. But say like if you were driving around black, like I can recall a time that me and my brother, my friend Larry, my friend Teachy, we were all in the same, and my bro Larry car. We just driving. We on our way out to the county, about to go chill, hang with some friends and everything like that. It's a little late. It's like 11:30, and like we just driving. So like we just chilling, cruising. Police flick his lights on. They pull us over. It's one car. He's like, yeah, you had your turn signal on for too long. And my bro Larry like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, yeah, you had it on for like a half a block. And he was like, so like, what's up? Well, let me get some IDs and everything like that. Then he whispered into his, little John. And we had bike cops on us. We had 3 other cop cars pull up on us with 4, like it was like 6, 7 officers. So we all just sitting in a car. We're just sitting there like, yo, what is going on? Like we literally didn't do nothing. In my head, I'm furious because we're literally not doing anything. We didn't have no drugs, no guns, no
you can't
nothing.
even stay safe
was
out here.
in the car. Nobody was intoxicated.
Bro.
No nothing.
You gotta stay dangerous. You gotta protect yourself.
So how do you stay dangerous and how do you protect yourself?
Honestly, as a black person in America, it's hard to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you could try and protect yourself with a weapon, and they just use that as a reason to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
I feel like
even if you see me walking down the street with a handgun, I can't do that, and I will be shot dead, bro.
Let me kick some knowledge to you real quick, yo. The actual definition of a weapon is, you feel me, when you got intent to harm someone. That's what a weapon is. You feel me? In the Constitution, the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. If you call it what it is, it's an arm. You feel me? A right of honor. You feel me? Shit like that. So, like, long story short, how we was talking before we started the podcast about language. You know what I'm saying? And we also think, you feel me, that language has something to do with mental health. You know, we was talking about that. Well, I feel as if, you feel me, language has something to do
I get what
with
you're
mental
saying.
health. If we change our language, then that is one of the fundamental things that we can do to be one of the solutions to mental health, you feel me? Because that's another thing we want to talk about today too, is the solutions, you feel me? Like, what are some solutions, you feel me, that we can get to? Like for me, like, to piggyback on what you asked, not what you asked, but what you said as far as staying dangerous, the tongue is sharper than the sword.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
And I feel like what you were saying about language and, staying dangerous and loving yourself. I feel like if you understand and you surround yourself around people that speak your language, you understand more about like your society and your social norms. You feel more comfortable and you learn to love yourself. And that's how you stay dangerous, because nobody knows you better than you. So even on your worst day, somebody that could be somebody's up day, but they don't know that's your bad day. You don't know that you down, you don't know that you up. You feel me? So you just gotta love yourself. You gotta embrace everything. And I can honestly say like that's something I've been incorporating more in my life. You feel me? Yeah. Because everything is all about your mental. You gotta take care of your mind. It's like what they say in boxing. It just really made sense to me. Like, if you take out the head, the body will follow. And the most powerful muscle is the one in between both ears.
The brain.
So it's everything is a mind state. So if your mental not right, you can't be in that right mind state. You feel me? And that's where addictions and stuff come about, because people try to be in that mindset, and that's where depression comes about. Because if you're in a area where people don't speak your language, you can't relate to people. Now you're stuck. Exactly. And now you're frustrated, you're depressed, you're inside more, you're more enclosed, and that's just how your outer image is, because you don't want people to be in.
Yo, something that's crazy is like, even like being in like structures like this, like there's no right angles in nature. You feel me? So like actually just like being in the house, like you feel me, like that does something. You feel me? As far as like on the nature tip, like you gotta get outside, man. You gotta get outside. You gotta get that sun, get that fresh trees, get that fresh oxygen, like
Yeah.
all that.
And see, me personally, on how I've kind of dealt with my personal mental health issues is that you gotta find your therapy. You know what I mean? You need to find a thing that allows you to decompress and allows you to get whatever you feeling out at that time. So, especially for black people, look, we make like music. Yeah, exactly. Music is a big thing. Art is a big thing in our community. You know what I mean? And that's our therapy. Like when people just hearing some of these rap songs, especially these rappers who've been through some stuff, you hearing their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like in order for you to feel that, you kind of got to go through that. So you know what I'm saying? Like you really got to find your therapy, whatever it is, whether you got to actually go to to therapy physically, whether it's the gym, whether it's like whatever, you got to find your therapy through your work, whatever you can do to kind of allow you to decompress and get your thoughts in order. Try your best to do. And in my opinion, I feel like that's just as important as doing anything when it comes to dealing with your mental health. So, and that's just my 2 cents that I got to say on the topic. You feel me? So,
I mean, some of the things I have been doing to maintain is just, like you said, art. Like, I picked up painting again. I picked it the other day. I felt real good. Like, I felt so, like, complete. Like, I just felt like I had a stressful day, and by the time I got done my painting, I just felt so satisfied, so fulfilled.
That's beautiful.
And I was like, you know what, this feels good. I did a little yoga. It's something I like to do. I might not do like the stress ones. I might do like the relaxing ones, more so the ones where I don't really have to do much, just because I'll just be ready to go to sleep. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna do a face mask. You know, take care of that skin, moisturize. You have to, like, it's just
self-care.
It's the little shit, yo.
It's the
really
small
just
things.
a little thing. Even buying your favorite chocolate bar at the store.
Reward yourself.
It'll like.
And that's one thing I say I could learn. Like, so after I went through that, like that whole thing, that next semester I took a stress management class. I learned, and that's where I learned how to love myself and take care of myself and take care of my mental. It's about decompressing, and it's like what Mike said.
Yeah.
About art. So you got to find the art in everything, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You feel me? So yeah, you feel me? So you gotta know how to do
Brandon been in his inspirational quote bag. Man. He be on Tumblr.
Nah, I don't got a Tumblr
He be
account
on
no more.
Tumblr.
I grew up with the outside kids, so I be outside. You feel me? I be outside speaking to the community, getting some wisdom from the elderly folk. You feel me?
Man.
But yeah, bro, like you just gotta make sure you have that in order, man. And you gotta find your art and your ways to decompress, and that's what that showed me. And it's the little things that matter, like what you were saying, like candy and stuff. You gotta reward yourself, because it's like what I said, like if you feel like you're having a good day, why not reward yourself?
That is true.
You know, we on borrowed time. You don't know when you might get to reward yourself again. You keep putting it off, and you never gonna reward yourself. Then you feel like, dang.
Even when I have a not so good day.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Let me just keep a smile on my face, cause you know what? I'm not about to let this get me down. Like, I'm about to finish this day out good. Like, this is not about to mess up my day. I lose something or I forget something.
It's
I'm
bound
like,
to happen.
I gotta
You're
make
human.
that call. I'm nervous about that next call. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going, make that call, do what I need to do. But it's like, at the same time, I gotta maintain like my happiness. Like, I can't let this stuff get me down. I refuse. Like, I've been sad for too long to be feeling like that. I'm tired of it. It's exhausting, you know?
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%. Like, that's one thing that I stand on. Like, no matter what, like, you gotta try to keep your happiness. You feel me? You gotta keep your happiness up. Whatever that is for you, you feel me? Because happiness comes positive thoughts, you feel me? And depression and, like, all that stuff like that, you feel me? Most of that stems from negative thoughts. So it's 1 + 1. You feel me? Like, if you stay happy, you're gonna more likely have more positive thoughts. You're gonna more likely stay away from depression.
My man Deion Sanders said, if you look good, you feel good. You do good. It's all good. You feel me? And I feel like it's like what people say, like, I don't look like what I've been through, because you feel me? It's the little things that matter, that change. Sometimes I be going through a lot of bad shit, I feel like, and then I get a haircut and I feel fucking amazing.
I'm cracking up. Hey, y'all heard it here first. Look, haircuts are good for your mental health, man.
Okay.
You look good, you feel good. You feel me? You always gotta have that fresh lineup on your head. And even if you got dreads, you gotta have that. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta look crisp.
You gotta look
'Cause
crisp.
we
Get them Jones twisted.
We look good out here. I don't know about y'all,
Yeah,
but black
is
people
beautiful.
look good. Black don't
beautiful.
crack unless you do a little bit of it. But I wouldn't advise that. I wouldn't advise it.
And we are here with the final thoughts. What do we got to say? Because Brandon then started talking about crack.
Hey, it wouldn't be me if never mind. I ain't gonna finish that line.
But no, man, definitely get your mentals right, man, as a people. Strive for greatness, man. Anybody else got anything to say before we wrap this mental health episode up? Any final thoughts?
I do. Got a few, but I'll wait. I'll let others go.
Man, it's your man Shaba. Love yourself, know yourself, and love your creator.
It's Sunny. I just want to leave you with one of my favorite affirmations.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
You are love. You are loving. I am love. We want love. We are love. We feel loved. You are loved.
That's a motivational mantra, a manifestation right there.
With the pauses. The pauses. They got you.
I think just to, put a big, one more thing on people's mental. I think one of the main causes of all this is Donald. Fuck Donald. Mother.
I wish you could play that song.
And we are done with today's episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We will be up on all platforms very soon. So, look, man, be blessed. Have a wonderful day, night, whatever. You feel me? We out.
Peace, love, and happiness.